Hello everyone, thank you for watching Home Team Sports TV. This is your host Drew Pitzer. Today I'm joined by Olivia Alexander, a freshman cross-country standout here at Musselman, along with her coach, Coach Hunter Reed. We want to thank these guys for joining our show. They appeared in the state championship for the first time since 2019 this season, but we have a bigger story than that. We actually have a story of a girl who sacrificed her hopes of maybe winning a state championship to help out a girl in need. So Olivia, first off, we want to say congratulations on your amazing cross-country season. Your selfishness during this state championship has become really the talk of the whole community. Can you kind of explain what happened to the viewers that don't have any idea of what's going on?
So basically what happened was it was like a mile into the race, and I was coming off this sharp turn, and I just see this girl in the distance on the ground, and I can't tell like if she's okay or not. So as soon as I get closer, I see her on the ground. She has dirt all over her, and I'm like, does she need help? And I saw no one around her, and she was screaming and crying. So I'm like, I need to help this girl. It doesn't matter where I am in this race. I need to help her. Something really bad's going to happen to her if I don't. So then I say, okay, are you okay? And she's like, no, you got to continue. And I'm like, I can't leave you here. So I'm like, stay here. I'll be right back. Don't go on the trail because there's a bunch of people running. And so I leave, and I go and get somebody. I'm like, hey, this girl's on the ground. Can you go get help for me? And this guy says, yeah, sure. So he takes off going to get somebody. And I'm like, just stay here. And I'm trying to get her set up, but she doesn't really want to because she's crying and she's hurting. And
she doesn't want help.
Yeah, basically. So the guy comes and the coach is like, you need to go finish your race. She'll be okay. And I'm like, no, this girl needs help. I need to stay with her.
Right.
So I basically sacrificed my race for her, which I'm really glad I did, because I feel like I was a genuine good person that helped her.
For sure.
So I helped her. I got her, and she was like on my back. So I was trying to help her get to the aid. And the guy was saying, thank you so much for helping her, and stay with her. I hope God blesses you. And I just basically go to the aid and stay with her. And then at that point, the race is basically over, and just people finish, and I'm like, I'm glad I helped this girl. And my mom comes, she's like, what happened? And I'm like, this girl had something going on with her. Because at the moment, I thought she was having like an asthma attack or something.
Right.
Because she was like hard to breathe. Yeah. So I'm just really thankful I was with her.
For sure. And, when we went to the article that was written by Stephen Baldwin, a publisher of Real WV, he put in there that she was actually, diagnosed with pneumonia, and she was sick, previously coming to the day. And this was less than a mile into the race that Olivia stopped and basically sacrificed her dreams of possibly winning the state championship. And it's the first time that your program has been to the state championships since 2019. It's 5 years, pre-COVID times, as we were talking about beforehand. So I know that was a huge deal for you, and to have the awareness of mind as a freshman in high school to be like, hey, I know rings and wins, they mean a lot, and you want to win. That's competitive nature, but to be able to put that aside and to pick humanity over chasing pursuit of success, that's the mark of a good person. So basically, what led you into that role? What led you into stopping and be like, hey, I need to stop for this girl? I know you spoke on, you saw her, but what in your mind was like, okay, I can't even worry about this race anymore. I need to help her.
Just me being a good person is all that matters. Everyone needs to be good people and help people out here and there. You can't always think of the bigger stuff. You always have to be a genuine good person and help people out.
Yeah, and I can definitely see that, because that's just an incredible mindset that you have. This was for a state championship, though. I know you say you don't regret it at all, but does it still kind of sting that you couldn't place where you wanted to?
It really does. It hurts every day, but I'm just glad the girl is safe and okay right now.
And again, I know, like I said, we spoke on how it stung, not the place where you wanted to. But what does it mean to qualify for the state championship after 5 years with you and your team?
It meant a million of things. I was really happy. I have no words to express it. I was ecstatic when we found out we were number 3.
That's crazy.
It was crazy. Yeah, I loved it.
And good for you. And I know you kind of wanted to give some shout outs to some of your teammates and some of your coaches. I'll go ahead and give you guys that opportunity to do so right now if you want to start with them, Coach Reed.
Well, we had a really successful season. I'm only in my second year as a head coach, so something that I really focus on is, like you said, rings and success. That's important to me and it's important to everyone, but I want to teach these kids, especially with a team as young as we are, we're mostly freshmen and sophomores, I want to teach these kids how to be excellent members of society, because not all of them are going to have a future in running.
Of course.
Some of them will, but not all of them will. Like, not everyone is going to follow my footsteps and be a coach and have this be their whole life. Some of them, this is just kind of like an escape for them, and eventually they're going to, they might be a teacher or a doctor or whatever it is, and they need to be able to, like Olivia said, kind of see the bigger picture and not just focus on themselves. So from my first year, that's what I really focused on, was trying to build a team culture, trying to build something that feels like a family. If Olivia and the other girls in her team, they feel like, sisters, it feels like a brotherhood or a sisterhood, you're more willing to kind of sacrifice that the pushing yourself a little bit harder.
Of course.
Something that I actually do, I like to listen to speeches from other coaches. So my personal favorite guy to do that for is Dan Campbell, the head coach of the Lions.
I'll run through this wall right now if I hear him speak.
Yeah. And he talks about something very similar, where he wants to make the Detroit Lions feel like a family. And it took a couple years, but you can see that impact
right now.
And I think it's had a similar impact on us. Our girls team hadn't gone to states in 5 years, and it was a little closer than I wanted it to be, but we made it this year. Olivia was a big part of that, but it was all of our freshmen. We had our #1 girl, Sadie Yates, break the school record, and everyone was super thrilled about that. We had 2 boys make the state championship, Silas Yates, Justin Jordan. But I think that cohesiveness, that bond, that kind of family feel, it spreads, and it might take some time, but it always leads to success. So that was something that I wanted to instill day one last year when I took over.
For sure.
And it took a couple years, but I think this is something that we're really going to build on in the future, something I can't wait to do with future runners that are currently in middle school when they, become freshmen like Olivia. That's something I'm really excited to do with them.
Yeah, and you can see that culture, that imprint. And like the very first thing you brought up is, of course, you want to have the success, you want to have the rings, you want to have the championships. But the first thing that comes to mind is, what type of person are you helping establish? So we want to, here at Home Team, we want to give a shout out to you and your program and Olivia. You guys are examples to live by, not just by people that are on your team, but the rest of the community. And a world that we have that is so divisive, and there are so many people pointing in different ways. Just always remember to maintain your humanity, be good people. You continue to establish a program that you have with a good community and the culture. We also want to give Coach Potter a shout out. I know he's now the head coach of the girls basketball team, and he also changed that program. That's the first time the program has ever been to the state tournament, and the fact that he made that, and you can just see the impact that your staff is having, not on you, only you, Olivia, but your whole team. So again, us at Home Team, my name Drew, Jawan, Harry, our producer, we want to say thank you, Olivia, for doing the right thing. I know you wanted to win so bad, but I tell you what, I think this will be one of the things you remember for the rest of your life, and you realize this is who marked you as a character. So again, this is Drew Pitzer with Home Team Sports. We were joined by Coach Hunter Reed today and Olivia Alexander. We want to thank you guys for your time, and we wish you guys good luck on your future endeavors in next season, okay?
Thank you very much.
And thank you guys. You'll have a great rest of your day.